For several years now, my husband has been struggling with low to moderate pain in various parts of his body. He has degenerative arthritis with spinal stenosis. He has had joint issues, shoulders, knees, foot. He has special doctors that he sees to help treat this. He has had surgeries. He also sees a physical therapist, a chiropractor. He does certain kinds of exercise, including strength training and stretching. The one stone we left unturned for years, though, was tweaking our nutrition a little bit to practice a more anti-inflammatory diet. So a couple months ago, we decided that we were going to start to make a few small changes to see if that would help with some of the issues. And I know it can be really overwhelming when you're trying to change up your nutrition for whatever reason and in whatever way. And a lot of times, one of those stressors is budget, because we have this idea that eating healthy is really expensive. And this isn't meant to be prescriptive by any means. I know everybody needs to discover the way that they want to eat that makes them feel the best. But I thought that I would share with you in this video some of the recipes that I've had on repeat, some of the things that I've been making that fit within our parameters. Lots of lean proteins and vegetables, taking some of our favorite recipes and making a few substitutions to them in order to make them fit within our current lifestyle so that I don't have to completely reinvent the wheel. And I'm going to give you a cost breakdown of each of those recipes so that hopefully I can show that we're still operating within, I think, a pretty reasonable, moderate budget. I am making some salsa verde chicken in the crock pot for tacos and burrito bowls tonight. This is such a great one if you are short on time and want something to be ready when you walk in the door, so you're not tempted to go through the drive-thru on the way home. In my slow cooker, I have about 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can do this with chicken breast as well. I've seasoned those with a little salt and pepper, and I also threw in some garlic, just like a couple tablespoons of minced garlic there. Since I'm using chicken thighs instead of chicken breast, and there's a little bit of fat already on the meat, which will render some flavor as it cooks, I'm gonna go pretty light on the oil and just drizzle like a couple tablespoons in there with it. Now I'm gonna add 1 can of diced green chilies. This is the big can. I think the small can would be fine too, but we're gonna go ahead and use it. And then 1 cup of salsa verde. I don't really measure. I just do about half this jar. I'm gonna pop the lid on that and let it cook on low for about 5 to 6 hours or high for 3 to 4 until it is ready to shred up. Okay, so lots of directions you can go with this meal. You can do tacos. I've got some tortillas out. These are actually one of those low carb, high fiber taco tortillas. I haven't tried these yet. They're from the La Banderita brand, but these are little street taco size, and 2 of them is 60 calories and 14 grams of fiber. That just seemed like a lot of fiber for 2 tiny tortillas to me. I've got just sort of basic taco salad, nacho fixings. It's one of those meals that everybody could just kind of make their own. I like to do a burrito bowl with some kind of rice because the chicken is pretty saucy, so it will kind of seep down and season that rice. I'm using cauliflower rice today. And if you want to level up your cauliflower rice a little bit, you can toss it into a pan with a little bit of oil or butter, salt and pepper. Mine is the kind that I cook in the microwave, so I do that and then I toss it into a pan to cook off some of the excess water, and I think that helps with the texture a little bit. So I've got my cauliflower rice on the bottom. I have some black beans there. I have my saucy chicken, some romaine lettuce, a little bit of salsa, a little bit of whole milk plain Greek yogurt, and then some tortilla chips to top it off. Yummy. Today's video is sponsored by Thrive Market. I've been working with them for years, and they're on a mission to make healthy living affordable for everybody by offering a membership-based online grocery store with thousands of natural and organic products. And they're especially great, I think, if you are trying to follow a special diet or a special nutrition plan, because you can sort their products according to several different kinds of diets and nutrition plans and see the products that they think are complementary to that particular lifestyle. My husband travels a lot for work, and it can be really difficult when you are trying to stay on a specific nutrition plan to navigate like the airport or the hotel lounge or being in the car for hours on end. So I got some snacks that are a little bit more friendly toward the nutrition and lifestyle he's trying to follow right now. I have some popcorn, including some snack size bags, some dry roasted and salted almonds. They're not roasted in oil. He loves these That's It bars where the only ingredient is the fruit. So when I saw these, I thought I'd pick up a few bags as well. These are the dried versions so that it's like a crunchy snack. I got a few things here just to make some swaps in recipes that I already frequently make. In fact, I'm going to use this brown rice ramen and these coconut aminos in place of soy sauce in a recipe that you will see in this video. Right now is a great time to check out Thrive Market. If you are a new member, you can get 30% off your entire first order plus a free gift. Just go to thrivemarket.com/cmindymom or visit the link in the description box below. Again, that's thrivemarket.com/cmindymom or visit the link in the description box below to get 30% off your first order plus a free gift as a new member of Thrive Market. And thank you again to Thrive Market for making this transition to this particular eating lifestyle just a little bit easier for my family, and also for sponsoring this video. We're gonna make some spicy ramen today. I normally use beef, so you can use ground beef if you want, but I'm gonna use this 93.7 ground turkey. I'm also gonna use these brown rice ramen bricks. I got these from Thrive Market. I picked these brown rice noodles up at Aldi the last time I was there, and they were like less than $3. I don't know if these are a seasonal thing, but I'll definitely be trying it with these the next time I make it. I have some minced garlic and then some chili garlic sauce here, and then you can use soy sauce, or I'm gonna use some of this coconut aminos. And I'm also gonna throw some broccoli in with it here. So I'm just gonna steam this in the microwave. We'll get the turkey cooking on the stove, some water boiling for the ramen, and throw this together really quickly. Almost forgot, a little bit of brown sugar, or I'm gonna use this Swerve today, which is a sugar replacement. A little bit of honey would work too, I think. So just a little bit of sweetener. I have a pot of salted water coming to a boil, and as soon as that comes to a boil, I'm gonna throw my ramen bricks in and get those cooking. Right now, I am browning up my ground turkey until it is cooked through. Okay, my ramen is cooking and my turkey is done. So I'm gonna add about a tablespoon, just a big spoonful of garlic, spoonful of this chili garlic sauce. This is what makes it spicy, so use accordingly. If you don't like spiciness, maybe use less of this or cut it out. I'm using just about 2 tablespoons of that brown sugar substitute, or you could use regular brown sugar or honey. I think my original recipe calls for a 1/4 cup. Half a cup of soy sauce or coconut aminos, and this is totally optional, but I like to stir in about a tablespoon of cornstarch into this cold liquid before I pour it into the pan. It just kind of helps the sauce thicken a little bit and coat all of the meat. I'm just gonna stir that all together, bring it to a simmer, and let it simmer for a few minutes to let the flavors mingle. If you want a little more liquid, what I do is just siphon some off from the noodles as they're cooking and put it in there, just like so. As soon as the noodles are done, I'm gonna drain them and throw them in here with the meat mixture, and then I'll toss in the broccoli, the cooked broccoli as well at the end, and it's basically finished at that point. This is one of those little like 20-minute miracle meals that I throw on the meal plan a lot because it's super fast, limited number of ingredients. It's very versatile. I can easily up the recipe by adding more vegetables, by adding an extra brick of ramen. I only have 4 people eating tonight, and this will serve us all a very large portion. But this is a winner pretty much anytime I make it in my household, even with the adjustments. You might be surprised to find out that for my birthday last summer, my family got me a cast iron skillet. As in, I did not have one before. As somebody who does a ton of cooking and makes cooking content, and not to have a cast iron skillet, that probably comes as a surprise. So I've enjoyed playing around with that a little bit more recently. And I made this hot honey feta chicken. It is coming from the Happy Fork. I will leave that recipe linked in the description box below. But it was really pretty easy and came together quickly with minimal ingredients. I take the seasonings, the paprika, the garlic powder, salt and pepper, and a little bit of cornstarch, and I just sprinkled it onto the top of the chicken breasts and let them marinate like just in the seasonings for, about half an hour or so before I started to cook up the chicken in the cast iron skillet. I also got some rice going on the stove while I'm cooking the chicken. These are thin sliced chicken breasts, so they're going to cook a little bit faster. I like to use these when I'm using skillet recipes or grilling recipes. I just think the chicken cooks more evenly and it's more flavorful. But I cooked these in just a little bit of olive oil in my skillet until they were done. I used a thermometer to make sure that they were completely cooked through. And then once I remove the chicken to a plate, we're going to work on making the sauce. I left the oil and juices that the chicken rendered in the skillet, and I added a little bit of butter and garlic and let that saute. And then you also add some honey, some hot sauce, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and just kind of cook that down and also deglaze the pan just a little bit to get those bits up from the chicken while it was cooking. And then once the sauce has simmered for a few minutes, I added the chicken breast back in and let it simmer with the sauce for a couple minutes on each side before topping it with some feta cheese. At this point, it says you can pop the pan into the oven if you really want to, like, put it under the broiler and kind of melt and crisp up that cheese a little bit on the top. I didn't bother doing that this time around. I just went ahead and served it over rice. This is brown rice. I mixed mine and my husband's with a little bit of cauliflower rice and just steamed up some veggies to go on the side, and this was really, really delicious. As I was preparing for this video, I thought that a couple of recipes that I've made in recent videos would fit really well into this video concept also. So I'm not going to go through a step-by-step process of how I made these recipes. I am just going to give you a cost breakdown, but I will leave a link to the videos in the description box where I featured these recipes. So if you want to know more about how to make them, you can go and check out those videos next. I made this lean ground beef and sweet potato chili in the crock pot, and it was absolutely delicious. Even the children devoured it, really liked it. I put a little bit of cauliflower rice in my bowl as well to sort of up the veggie content, but this was a recipe that I think will be on repeat for us this winter. And this ground turkey and pepper skillet is not only economical where the budget is concerned, it's also a time saver. It comes together really, really quickly, and there's lots of ways that you can serve this. I mean, my kids can eat it over rice, they can put it on a baked potato, they might even take it and put it into a tortilla or something. My husband and I ate it over cauliflower rice, but I think this is going to be one of those go-to kind of less than 30-minute meals because it only took me about 20 minutes to make this. Plus, ground turkey is one of those more affordable proteins, so I definitely think we'll be making this a lot moving forward. I hope you found something helpful or encouraging in this video, and until the next one, you can pick out one of these to watch next, and I'll see you there.